suspected child kidnapper has revealed that he and his gang have abducted countless children in Kwara State for ritual purposes. The suspect, believed to be in his early 20s, was intercepted on Friday evening by community members in Ilorin, the state's capital, after he allegedly attempted to lure a child away. He was reportedly being beaten by the mob when a police patrol team arrived and whisked him away to safety. In a video recorded at the scene and now circulating online, the suspect admitted during a brief on-the-spot interrogation that child abduction had become a routine operation for his group. He said, our Oga leader, which is the leader, they Dabolo for Oshobo side, now him they send us money, you don't give us 100 million naira before, he said in pidgin language. Confirming the arrest, the police public relations officer PPRO for the Kwara State Command, SP Adetuo Ejire Adeyemi, said the suspect is in custody and undergoing intense interrogation. SP Ejire Adeyemi further disclosed that although the suspect claimed to be part of a larger network operating out of Osun State, investigators are still working to verify those claims. But he actually made the statement, he made a confession on that. One of the area of concentration is the fact that this guy is in his early 20s. And he said that they've actually been, the boss that sent him on this errand, on this child kidnap case has, or literally been giving them certain amount of money to put that into practice. I want to get your thoughts on the increasing rates of ritual cases happening in the country. What do you think is one of the attributes of that?
Well, before I answer your question, I want to express my disappointment with the security agents. We are in the world that even the table records, the war records, right? I naturally would have expected a situation wherein when they have done enough groundwork, I can tell you that the so-called master, right? But these are the things they would have gotten information from this guy. It's just Friday. This is a working day now. They will be able to track through his account, get the account of the boss and all whatnot, and then get more of the gang members. If it is possible, they will be able to track the so-called Oga. Do you understand?
Most of the suspects that have been apprehended before now, the question is, what has been their outcome, these ritual suspects?
You see, I will say something very interesting to you. When you hear of no single person can conspire, it takes two to conspire. And this is one interesting thing about crime. No matter how intelligent you are, my own experience has shown that no matter how intelligent you are, there is always a loophole in crime to show the superiority of God. So, these people don't act alone. The reason why most of these matters is just like the issue of these terrorists, imported terrorists who are killing Nigerians. The reason why the matters are dying, you had the revelation by the Akwa Ibom state governor recently, exposing what happened, even the people that were arrested and how they disappeared, how they got order from above that they should be released, but only that there was a video clip that captured all this person. These things you are hearing about, they are, when you talk about human sacrifice, they are connected to power. You understand me? They are connected to power. The level of wickedness in this land, particularly our so-called leaders, these people don't act alone. You heard of the amount there. The money that we prepare these children into some of these, devilish and satanic action, they will quickly nip it in the bud and you will not hear anything again. Just watch out. That is why, like you rightly observe, that is why you will always hear, even at police level, you hear, oh, the DPO have been transferred. I raised the question last time. I said, transferred him to who? To which area? To continue his crime. I heard of professor you heard of the story of the professor who is working free. That is the system that we have. Because this thing flows from the body language of the top. If the head of the family is misbehaving, he can't bring order to his family. Do you understand it? So that is
I do not understand when you talked about the top, please.
When you talk about the top, I am talking about the body language. You know, Nigeria is a structure.
Yes.
For now, I'll give you a clear example. For now, we don't have state police, right?
I think they're still pushing for that.
Yes, everything is based on this perpendicular organogram.
Okay.
This place we are now is under a division. If something is going wrong in these premises, until the DPO, under whom this place is, gives instruction, nothing will happen. If he unfortunately receive a contrary instruction from above, what is going on here will continue. That is how sad the situation is. So my observation as a lawyer, even in practice, is to the effect that these things, most of these crimes that are going on are connected to power. Those who in authority are connected with it. And they will do everything to nib it in the bud. The next thing you may hear, if this guy is vulnerable and he may expose it, the next thing you hear, he died in detention. There are a lot of funny things that are happening here. A lot of funny things. Most of the issue you hear, the person died in detention, they are not ordinary. There are people who are willing to open up. And when they open up, it will lead to more exposure. Like, that's why I blame the police. As you heard this, it's Friday the guy was caught, right? We only have Saturday, and yesterday is Sunday. Today is Monday. And then you are revealing this level of, how far have you gone with the investigation? How far has his information given been useful to you? Have you been able to get into the dark part of the chain? Because it's a chain. It's just like people who are into trafficking across borders. They work in chain. They are foreign collaborators. So that is the way this is. The reason why this matter will always die a natural death is because of those who are connected with it.
What do you have to say concerning mob case? Because this guy was actually mobbed before the police came to...
I told you last time here, we raised an issue in that same West.
Okay.
About that DPO matter, wherein people went on protest. This is what, when the law fails, that's just an aspect of the consequences. If you do an interview now, and you ask ordinary person on the street if he or she will report if he has a privileged information about crime, as a fellow, will you be willing to report to the police? I can guarantee you that more than 80% will tell you no. And when you hear ugly experiences of people, you have no, because every human being you see is a product of his or her personal experience. You can't take experience from people. When they tell you their personal experiences, you will not be happy. Do you understand? That's why I always say this, that I pray that Nigeria, as presently constituted, should not happen to you. Because it's like a criminal enterprise. And that's why I told you the other day that Nigeria is a theater of absurdities, extraordinary every day in action. It's so funny. Something will happen now, you think you've seen it all. Just wait. In about 5 minutes' time, the one that will knock off that will just come on board. Just like that. And I can tell you, what gives relevance to those who are of criminal mind is to allow criminality to continue. That's what makes them relevant. Look at Nigeria. Look at the wealth that is in this country, and you see what is going on. There are few individuals who are benefiting from the criminality. The insecurity we're talking about, if they tell you how much state governor take per month as security votes, you know that we are in a very serious mess here. So basically, nothing is going to come out. That's why I raised that issue. I say, why must they? They are also giving a kind of leeway for what will ultimately happen.
So nothing is going to happen over the situation.
If you ask me clearly, I will tell you nothing will come out of it. Those who are connected with this chain, they are going to nib it in the bud. If the DPO want to be stubborn, they could transfer him. We heard of the issue of the non-president issue, involving allegation against the son of the president. Did you follow up that matter? Names were mentioned. I learned the guy has gone to court now against NTA boss and the rest of them. That is where we are. And so I just pray for anybody. Nigeria as presently constituted, may Nigeria never happen to you.
Well, we've got your thoughts on that. Sorry, it's the monkey.